Welcome to Motherhood and Career Collide. Hey, I'm Kimberly.
And I'm Ashley. We are two working moms on opposite coasts with experience in both corporate America and healthcare.
Now on a mission to redefine how career and motherhood collide. Between the two of us, we have 6 kids, ages 6 and under.
Coming to you from in the trenches of modern motherhood. Whether employees are able to be loyal to you and to the company, and whether the company is actually able to be loyal to the employee. I think it can also be said in, turnaround time for employees. That was a huge question that I asked when I was interviewing, what's your turnaround for these roles? And I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a revolving door situation. I think that's so important to consider. I also, though, think it's equally dangerous when people have been there for, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, because that's also actually a red flag. Because maybe that's not loyalty. Maybe it's people that are stuck. Maybe you're looking at an organization that's antiquated. I think there's a lot of negatives to not having fresh, young blood in the water. There needs to be a happy medium between the two.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because coming from, being with a company for 15 years, I would say, my thought process on that is really that is why I'm there, is to really keep it fresh, keep it new. And that is actually why I stayed, because I loved kind of, that entrepreneurial spirit within the organization. It was like always changing. Things were always changing. And still, where I used to work is still very much changing, because I stay connected with colleagues. So I think, finding that happy medium is a really good thing. And I think that on top of that, just kind of navigating how you feel about that longevity and what does that look like? Because also, if you look at it from your perspective, and I know that there is such value in that, especially in certain professions like attorneys and tax, where you're in firms and you're trying to get to that partnership level. And how long has that partner been there? How often do they promote partners? Do they promote partners within? Like, all those different things are so important to the puzzle. So it's kind of complex in some ways. But I think, demonstrating how you ask the questions when maybe you're in that interview process will hopefully allow you the opportunity to get that longevity. I don't know. It's really interesting. I think we could really unpack this quite a different.
I think we should circle back to this maybe in another show. But I think it also has to do with organization size. The smaller the organization and the longer the the tenure of the employees, I don't think it necessarily works to an organization's advantage if it's the same upper management without fresh eyes on it. So I think it works both ways for sure. Short of continually expanding, getting larger, bringing in that new blood, I think that's important. I completely see what you're saying. I've seen both sides. I mean, I've seen people work for companies for, their entire life for one company. And I've seen people who every 2 or 3 years, they need to move on, right? So does that make someone less loyal because they have to move on? I don't know. I don't really know the answer to that. I don't think it necessarily has to do with their loyalty. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess it depends on the reason.
Thank you for listening. We hope you find support in our words. For more, come find us on Instagram at Motherhood Career Collide, or on our websites, learningmotherhood.co and workingmomnotes.com.
We would be so grateful if you could leave us a review and share this episode with a friend that needs to hear this discussion. We are all in this together, and as a reminder, you are not alone. You are doing your best, and you are enough.